out in Apple Valley at the Gross Orchard. We're about to pick some not apples, peaches. They do have apples, so I'm thinking apples, but in the mountains of Virginia, just outside of Bedford. There's plenty of peaches on the trees. They look huge. Charlene! Hey, Charlene! Just a look down the center aisle. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at the bees eating it. So now that I have picked our peaches, I've just washed them. I'm about to make a peach cobbler, and I like to use the Lady and Sons, which is Paula Dean's recipe, and she has a variation for fresh fruit. You can't use canned fruit, but since I have the fresh fruit, we're going to use that version. And here is the recipe in case you want to follow it. So I have about 4 peaches, and it says you'll need about 2 cups of fresh fruit. So I'm going to cut these up, and they're rather large peaches. So I'm going to cut these up, and hopefully I'll have the 2 cups. If not, I have, more peaches. But so I'm going to cut these up, and then add my 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and bring them to a boil and simmer for 10 minutes. And then that will be my substitute for the canned peaches. So here we go. Now I have my peaches cut up, cored, peeled. I'm going to add a cup of sugar and a cup of water. So I'm going to bring these to a boil and then simmer for about 10 minutes. And my peaches have begun to boil, and I just turned it down to simmer. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to put my butter in a deep baking dish and place it in the oven to melt. Okay, so I have my butter melted in my pan, and my peaches are still simmering. Excuse my mess, I just made chili tonight, so I've been busy cooking, so my kitchen's kind of a mess. So I have my batter, and so you just want to slowly pour it over the top. You do not stir. And just pour all of it out over the top. And I'm going to scrape it with my scraper, so I'll be back in a second. So, the next part will be to slowly put your peaches in, and you just drizzle them over the top, dropping them in, and just spoon it in. You don't stir. Try to not move the batter, disturb it, as least as possible, and just kind of put your peaches around. Make sure to get all that beautiful, tasty syrup. And I mean, these peaches are amazing. You just can't get that taste out of a can. And so it's going to look like this. And that's okay, because whenever it comes out of the oven, it will look just like a peach cobbler, classic, with the crust on top, your peaches on the bottom, and a lovely sauce. I'll show y'all when it gets done. So I'm going to put it in and cook it for the allotted time, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. And I just set my timer to a little bit over 35 minutes, so I'll know when to come and check it and just check the progress. So, but has anybody ever seen one of these? I found it at a antique shop here, and my dad actually bought it for me, but it's where you would put matches when you had an old cook stove, and then the strikers would be on the side. So if you can see that, that's where you would strike the matches. I just think that's so cool. But I was really happy to have it. We actually, our house is an older farmhouse, and you can see in the chimney's actually in my laundry room, but where it had an old wood stove that they would cook on. So it just makes me wonder, like, did they have one of these originally in the house? So I just got it out of the oven. It's really, really, really hot, so I'm gonna let it cool and then we'll try some.